I'm going to give you a 1-hour daily routine to learn a language in 12 months. I've broken down the plan into 6 phases so you no longer need to worry about what to do each day. This plan is based on some of the most trusted scientific and language learning research, plus my own personal successes from learning French, German, and currently Spanish. But learning a language from scratch, especially when you're just starting out, can feel overwhelming. Many learners will download Duolingo or 5 apps all at once and try to figure out which is the perfect app or method to learn a language. And to be clear, no one app is going to make you fluent on its own. But in the first few weeks, the goal isn't fluency. The goal is simply to make the language feel familiar instead of intimidating. You want something structured, something easy, and even fun enough that you'll actually use it every day. So what you're going to do is get an app that has your target language, and for 30 minutes a day, use the app. I've done a video where I compared 10 different apps. I used Rosetta Stone for a month with Spanish and found that helpful. And for the last 30 days, I've been using Pimsleur to start learning Chinese. It gets you speaking from the very first day, and I've found it a really effective way to introduce me to the language.
Ask him what he would like to do.
你想做什么？
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 I would like to buy something.
我想买一点东西。
我想买一点东西。
If you'd like to try it for yourself, Pimsleur offer a free trial. If you enjoy having a structured course or want some extra support alongside your other learning, it could be a helpful supplement. But in these first 2 weeks, there's another one-off activity which is going to massively help you in weeks 3 to 4 and beyond for the rest of your language learning journey. So when we think of how a baby learns their native language, they spend their time listening to their language by their parents and the world around them. This goes on for many, many months before they even say their first full word. You see, children use context to map words to meanings and to grow their vocabulary and their understanding. And the research shows that adults acquire languages in a similar way by understanding messages in context with something known as comprehensible input. This means language that is understandable and just challenging enough where you're improving but not overwhelmed by the difficulty. And there are many comprehensible input resources out there that have been specifically created for language learners. So in addition to the app, the other thing you're going to do in the first 2 weeks is some light once-off research to gather some beginner-friendly comprehensible input resources for your language. Look at the Refold resource doc list, and if your target language is there, look through the resources and note down the suggested content that are beginner friendly. So this could include some YouTube channels, some podcasts, books, and TV shows. The other activity I suggest is to go to YouTube and watch 3 videos titled either How to Learn Your Target Language, How I Learned Your Target Language, Best Resources to Learn Your Target Language. Note down the beginner friendly content resources that are recommended. You could also use Reddit, blog posts, or ChatGPT for more recommendations. If you're learning French or German, I've done a couple videos where I suggest some beginner-friendly, comprehensible input resources. So moving on to weeks 3 and 4. Now, one of the biggest mistakes that most language learners make is that people spend months or even years studying a language, and after all that, they still can't understand native speakers. I personally experienced this after spending nearly 10 years learning French in school. After such a long time, I felt like I should have been able to have a conversation and to express myself and to understand native speakers, but I couldn't. And the reason is because I was never really interacting with and experiencing the real language in school. But when I did relearn French and I started doing this, my progress truly took off. So in weeks 3 and 4, now that you've done the research, the most important thing you're going to do for 15 to 30 minutes a day is start consuming some of the easy, comprehensible input resources that you've compiled from weeks 1 to 2. So you might watch Easy French or Dreaming Spanish YouTube videos. If you chose the Rosetta Stone app, you might read some of their beginner short stories after doing some lessons, or you could listen to a podcast. Just listen at this stage and start enjoying the sound of hearing your target language. You really just want to get yourself experiencing the real language early on. And you can also continue to use the app each day. But for months 2 to 3, you're now going to close close the app, forget about any streak that you've built up. It does not matter. Most people that have a 1,000-day Duolingo streak can't properly speak or understand the language. And so I'm going to reveal one far more effective method to do instead, which has been incredible for myself learning Spanish. So I'm going to share a handy trick that I learned from the book Fluent Forever by Gabriel Weiner, How to Learn Any Language Fast and Never Forget It, which I'll link in the description. One interesting statement is that just with the top 1,000 words in a language, it covers roughly 75% of reading and 85% of spoken language. This is because some are used more often than others. So you want to focus on learning words that are actually going to come up time and time again. But one of the biggest blockers when it comes to learning a language is how you actually stop forgetting words, and is it even possible to remember everything that you learn? With one scientifically proven method, it is. Here's how it works. Let's say I learned the word cat today. Right now, it's easy to remember because I've just seen it. But if I don't encounter that word again, there's a good chance that over the next few days, I would forget it. Now imagine that I see that same word again tomorrow. Suddenly, it's much easier to remember. Then I see it a few days again later, then a week later. Each time I'm able to successfully recall the meaning of the word, it becomes a little more deeply embedded in my memory, meaning I can go longer before I need to see it again. And that's the key to remembering what you learn. The method for this is called spaced repetition, and you can either naturally hope that you will see words at increasing intervals, or you can force yourself to do this by using a spaced repetition system. So for months 2 to 3, your focus is going to be to learn the top 625 words initially, which will give you a great solid base. So your comprehension will start to take off once you can recognize these words. But how do you learn these words effectively? Go to the Fluent Forever website because an alphabetical word list of the top 625 words in English is there. You're going to translate the words one by one into your target language, but that's very likely the only time that you'll actually see the English translation of it. You'll be learning them with a very cool trick from the Fluent Forever book. You take a word, translate it, and put it into Google Images. See what comes up. You're going to select an image that expresses the meaning of that word and copy it. You're going to create a forward and reverse picture flashcard where you put the word in one field and you put your chosen image in another field. I personally use the free and popular flashcard software called Anki for this, which I've done a separate tutorial for if you want to know how to set it up and start using it for yourself. But I also include the pronunciation of each word. So you can record yourself saying this, but even better is to download a native speaker saying it for free from the website forvo.com. And there is an Anki add-on that does this automatically. So you can learn the top 625 words in 8 weeks by learning 11 words a day or 78 words a week. I did this on Spanish live streams and I was learning 50 words in an hour. If you want to learn them all in bulk or just consistently add 11 words each day, it's up to you. What's important as well is that every day you're going to review all these flashcards, which shouldn't actually take you more than 10 minutes a day, or maybe closer to 30 minutes if you've just added a whole bunch of them in bulk. I used the Anki app on my phone for this so that I can just review all my flashcards when I'm on the go, and I can also create them on my phone as well. And for any remaining time, so 15 to 30 minutes each day, even if you're just on your way to work, continue listening, watching, or reading content in your language. And you can just start paying attention to when you notice each of these top 625 words come up. And you'll repeat this until you've created flashcards for all 625 words. But just knowing high frequency, isolated words on their own is not enough to get you to speak a language fluently. Native speakers don't speak in vocabulary lists. They speak quickly with different accents. They change word forms and add in connecting words to communicate. Even a person who knows 10,000 flashcard words but has never spent any serious time listening to the language would completely freeze after being asked a simple question. Whereas a child with a much smaller vocabulary but who spends hours and hours listening to the language gradually begins to recognize patterns and build an intuition for what sounds natural. This happens by exposing yourself to examples of the language that you can understand, and eventually your brain starts recognizing the patterns all on its own. And that's what will eventually enable you to speak. You're drawing upon hours and hours of patterns that you understand. So the goal for months 4 to 8 is to bridge the gap between simply knowing words and understanding the language. So you're going to pick a piece of content in your target language to consume for a week. I would pick a YouTube video that generally interests you and also install the free Chrome extension Language Reactor. This is going to enable dual subtitles in both your target language and another language, so English. And you're going to rewatch the same video every day, but a little bit different. What do I mean by that? Well, one day you might watch the video through in its entirety. Another day you might just watch 1 minute of the video, but you pause it every few seconds when you don't understand something. Or you might repeat the subtitle out loud. Another day you might slow down the video to 0.8 speed and pause it when you don't catch something. Another day you might create some more picture flashcards for the vocabulary that you don't know in the video. You might also run into a verb that doesn't make sense to you and copy and paste the sentence into ChatGPT and ask for a grammar breakdown. By sticking with the same video, you'll become so familiar with hearing certain words and phrases that your comprehension will drastically increase and some of it will begin to feel easy. Now, if YouTube videos aren't your thing, you can do this exact same strategy but with podcasts and reading the transcript at the same time, or with a book that you've read in your native language before and also find the equivalent audiobook. An app called Link can do this, where you tap on unknown words for deep dive, and it can also generate audio for your text as well. The main thing is that you are genuinely keen about the topic of content to hold your interest and motivate you to want to pay attention. For me, it's YouTube. For you, it might be something else. Just think about what you naturally do in your native language and just do that in your target language. Continue to dedicate 10 minutes a day to your flashcards. Consume the language until it feels understandable. But even if you can understand a huge amount of your target language, that doesn't automatically mean you'll be able to speak it yourself straight away. One of the most frustrating things about language learning is that many people can often understand very well or even perfectly, but go completely blank when trying to say something simple. Understanding a language is largely a recognition skill. Your brain can often deduce meaning from the context that's already there. But speaking, on the other hand, is about retrieving words from memory, assembling them into a sentence, and doing that in real time. The solution is to start producing the language, and with every bit of practice of retrieval, it becomes easier and easier. But since it can be such a daunting task to try to speak in your target language initially, how do you bridge from input to output in a low stakes and comfortable way? For the next month, every day, journal in your target language and get the entries corrected. And I'll show you how to do all of this by yourself. So you want to write or talk about what you did today, or what your plans are going to be. And anytime that you don't know a word, I often prefer to just write it or to say it in English and just keep going because I don't want to interrupt my flow. I like to use the Grid Diary app and put my phone in the target language because for some languages, it will translate the prompts as well. So these prompts can also help with writer's block. Now, to get it corrected, copy and paste your text into ChatGPT, or if you used pen and paper, or you want to do an audio journal, then just tap dictate and read it aloud or say your thoughts out loud. At the end, ask for corrections and for more natural suggestions of saying things. Then read the corrected version out loud, ask for further clarifications or explanations, and you can create more flashcards for any new words or expressions. But no matter how scary it may seem, there is still no substitute for getting real speaking practice practice in the language. So I'm going to share with you 5 different ways to practice speaking. Now, during this phase, you will make lots of mistakes. You will learn from them and they will direct you to show you what is still lacking in your language system. So you should practice speaking 3 times a week, ideally for 30 to 60 minutes to keep up the momentum. Getting a tutor on a platform such as italki, I do have a referral link in the description below, with a native speaker is going to be invaluable. They won't judge you for making mistakes, they'll correct you and provide you with new vocabulary. I can also recommend taking group Lingoda lessons online, which I've done for French and German. My language skills skyrocketed with both. Currently, enrollments are open for the Lingoda Sprint. Basically, it is a commitment to do either 15 or 30 classes a month for 2 months. If you are successful, then you are eligible for cashback. I will leave a link to that if you are interested. You can talk about a variety of different topics with Lingoda, but also get a different teacher each time. So it's just a bit varied. They do also have a free trial, which I have a link for below. Now, for free speaking options, there may be language clubs or meetups in your city. There are also language exchange apps like Tandem, where you can find other language learners and talk to them. There's also various language Discord servers, which have conversation practice available. For more speaking practice, for example, whilst you are cooking or on days where you aren't speaking with a native speaker, you could also use the voice chat feature on ChatGPT to have conversations. The most important method that takes up the vast majority of this roadmap that I have discussed has been using YouTube. But the videos you choose, the tools you use, and the way you interact with the content does make a massive difference to the impact that it has on your progress. So watch this video next to discover in detail the exact tools, settings, and techniques that I use to turn YouTube into one of the most powerful language learning resources available. Good luck, and most importantly, have fun.